Hey, what's going on guys? Sean or Mustang09 bringing you a brand new video, and today we are starting work on the Focus. We're installing the Cobb Catback exhaust system, which I'm extremely excited about. And I have my buddy Scott here. He's already under there. Poured some, or sprayed some PV Blaster on those bolts so they can be a little stubborn, especially when you're talking about OEM exhaust bolts. So squirted those down. They should be able to come off pretty easily, and then we'll get to taking the rest of the exhaust off. So let's get right into it. Check out the welds on that. Along with superior products, Cobb also adds all the hardware you're gonna need, replacement gaskets, and they give you the option for if you have an upgraded downpipe already for a 3-inch, but we don't, so we'll discard one of those and use a factory-sized one with these connecting the other bits of the exhaust. I know some of you guys probably seen it in my other video, but if you haven't, we're also going to be installing the Cobb exhaust hanger kit. This is supposed to relieve the exhaust of any rattles or shakes that it may have and hold it nice and tight in place. So went ahead and picked that up, and I think it's going to be a good addition. Coming under the car, you can see we've already gotten the 2 nuts off of the factory exhaust from the exhaust itself to the downpipe. They're right there. A little bit of PV Blaster and some muscle. Got those off right away. And now we're gonna move to the rear of the car where we're gonna cut the pipe that goes over the rear suspension. Before we get to cutting, I wanna mark the exhaust so that we'll know how to line it back up in case somebody ever wanted to reuse this if they're going to sell their car or whatnot. So we're just gonna put a couple of lines on here, and then I'm gonna do some hash marks, and we'll do this in a couple of spots just so they will know how to line it up again. Woohoo! That was pretty easy. So we used a Diablo, oh, it just says it's a 9-inch metal blade. So the 9-inch was kind of long, but it obviously got the job done, so shout out to the Diablo blade for doing work. Now that everything is loosened up and cut, we're gonna start removing the bracing, and then we'll pull the hangers out of the little bushings. So this is a 10 mil. We'll just go ahead and take it off right here. Next up is to remove the hanger right here, and then this piece should slide out. Okay. And just take note real quick, because we are using the Cobb hanger kit, we just went ahead and removed the whole hanger from this part here, and it's a simple twist and it pulls down. So when we go to reinstall the new one, we'll put it in and turn it, and it locks it into place. We're looking under the car here from the back, and we got to remove these two, one on each side. And my buddy Scott here had the great idea. Instead of fighting these to get them off the hanger, we're just simply gonna remove the bolts. There's 2 on this side and 2 on that side, and that'll drop the whole bracket down, and then we'll be able to put the Cobb ones on when it's out from under the car, making life so much easier. One thing I will miss though is the uniqueness of the shape of this exhaust, but how beautiful that one is totally overtakes that. Something smart Scott did was, instead of backing the bolt all the way out, he got it to the very last point so that we can use our fingers. And that way we're not fighting it the whole time we're trying to undo the other side here. The whole thing should tip down and come over that. Oh. We thought we were in the clear. We missed one hanger. So this is the last hanger we forgot to get. It's right here by the driver's side rear wheel. And it's off. So the holdup we're having now is that the hanger is sticking on the heat shield there, but we should be able to maneuver it around there and pull this big old thing on out of here. There you go. Watch your face. Yeah. Good. You're out. Some say size doesn't matter. In this case, I beg to differ. Look at the piping on this thing. This is the factory, tiny, the beautiful Cobb 3-inch, looking great. Oh man, so here's the aerial view of what we took out and what we're about to install. And honestly, getting that over the rear part wasn't that bad at all. So just kind of make sure you get that last hanger out, and then your life's pretty much easy. So now we got to do the opposite of what we did with this to that one, and then we should be sounding excellent. So every time I do something with my exhaust on any of my cars, and I have the chance to do something that's fun, where you don't usually like drive a car around. So in this case, we're gonna start it with an open downpipe because it's just gonna sound hysterical. And hopefully we can hear a lot of turbo noises. Sounds like a bad exhaust is what it sounds like. So now we're gonna put the good exhaust on it and it's gonna sound great. One other thing that I really like about the Cobb kit is the simplicity. I think anytime you're doing aftermarket parts, simplicity is key. All of the hardware is the same exact size, so it does not confuse you on where the bolts and nuts go. It's just really, really simple. So same hardware for all the pieces that connect, makes life easy. This is the twist and lock hanger I was telling you guys about earlier. You simply put it in and twist it and it locks into place. Ta-da. As you can see here, Scott has the appropriate gasket on for us. It matches our factory downpipe and the supplied hardware by Cobb. So we're gonna lift the new Cobb Catback in, and when we get it up, we're gonna put the bracing back on that was down here to help us hold it in place. Slide the pipe in. I'm being attacked by bubble wrap. One thing I have learned from my previous experience of doing exhaust is to loosely bolt everything together right now. Just hand tighten it. That way there still is some movement to it when you're trying to fit the other pieces. And then we'll go back and make sure everything is tightened down to spec. Now that we have the big chunk of the Catback on with the muffler and the resonator, we're gonna move to the over axle pipe in the back and fish that through and see how hard that really is. Online, they make it seem like it's a really tough thing to get, so fingers crossed it goes easily for us. Moving to the rear of the car, when you're going to put the piece on that goes over the rear subframe, just make note that the weld goes towards the rear of the car, towards where the tips will mount, and you're in good shape. Do know you may have to do some maneuvering of the heat shield in order to get everything to fit right. Is that helping out or no? Mm-hmm. Yep. We're good. Easy peasy. Mm-hmm. So guys, not to knock anybody who's had issues putting this on, but it's very straightforward install. Nothing is too hard, I should say. I mean, it's very, whoever designed the kit did a perfect job designing it because everything just fits into place exactly like it should. Scott will agree that we have had little adversity in the install. Everything's just going exactly like it should. So that's a good thing. Next up is to reinstall the hanger and the bracket for the tips. Since we took them off with the factory one, we went ahead and put the Cobb hanger kit on there, and now we're gonna bolt them back up underneath the car. Passenger side on right there. Driver side right here. Now it is time to install the creme de la creme, the awesome looking exhaust tips that come out the back. It's gonna look so good. So now that we have everything in, loosely tightened, we're gonna go back through and tighten all the hardware, and that will allow us to make the adjustments to how this is centered coming out the rear of the car. But I do have to say, it looks really good. Now that we're ready to tighten everything, we're gonna start from the front and move to the back. This hardware utilizes 14mm socket and wrench. Moving back to the support brace in the center, it is a 10mm socket. Just tightening that one back down now. I hope this stuff stays this pretty looking under here. It looks so good. I can't get over how well it's built and just how nice everything looks. Thank you once again to Cobb for supporting this video. On to the last few nuts and bolts, tightening them down now. Just made our adjustment. Looking really solid. The reason why I make these install videos is, one, not only because they're fun and educational, but two, to show you guys that this is how real the install is gonna happen, especially for the big part of us that work on the floor with our jack and jack stands and we don't have the luxury of a lift like some of these bigger parts distribution companies that make videos and put them on the internet. So this install was very straightforward. I am confident in saying that if it's you and a buddy, that you could easily get this done in an hour, maybe just over an hour. It's really not that difficult of an install. Just make sure you plan ahead and have all your tools so you're not running back and forth to the store to pick anything up, and have everything in place. Now is the time, boys. We get to start it up, and I finally get to hear my new Cobb Catback exhaust. I love it. It's got a nice, smooth, deep tone to it. All right, give it a little throttle. Yeah, hit it again. Yeah. Can you hear it on the inside? Sound good?
Sounds great.
That's awesome. All right, we're gonna pack up all the tools and go take it for a rip real quick and try and get you guys a little bit more sound out of it. Load on it, it sounds nice. It's awesome. Gotta rep those who help you out, man. Shout out Cobb. Thank you again for the awesome kit. Sounds amazing. Once again, I got to give a huge shout out to Cobb for hooking it up with the exhaust system. If you like what you saw and it sounds good to you, in the description I'll put a link to this exact kit so that you can go over to Cobb and check it out. Guys, I have to be honest with you. This was honestly the easiest install I've ever had of an exhaust kit, and it sounds so money. I can't wait to take it on the road trip this week and really get to enjoy the way that this exhaust sounds. If you like what you saw, make sure to hit a thumbs up. If you got a question or a comment about the install or the part itself, leave that down in the comments section. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe, as we have many more videos coming up. And the next one, we'll be doing the Cobb access port on my Focus ST, which I'm super excited about. Thank you once again to Cobb, and thank you guys for watching. Look forward to seeing you back here on the channel for the next episode. Take it easy, boys.